girl, you gotta do better. Cut them off. Cut them off. They gotta go. So if you feel like you're perfect, you're not.
You're the coffee that I need in the morning. You're the sunshine in the rain when it's pouring. Won't you give it up to me? Give it all.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Princess LaShawn, and I'm back with another video. And today we're going to be discussing something that I feel like is important, especially in the adult world. Not only is it important in the adult world, like young adulthood. So we are going to be discussing the people that feel like they are perfect. Okay, let me tell y'all something. Ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect in this world. So we just gonna throw that away. So if you feel like you're perfect, you're not. You could have a lot of good qualities and have a lot of things going on that are good, but that do not mean you perfect. So stop it, sis. And stop it, sir, if you a guy. So, because you don't want to be that type of person in your friendships that nobody is going to tell their business. Because if you are judgy, people aren't going to want to tell you certain things. And then two, you're also not going to be able to tell people things, because if you are this perfect person, then when you make a mistake or you have a problem, they're not going to let you live it down. This goes both ways. You don't want to not be able to express yourself or talk about your problems. And that's another video, because you shouldn't always talk about your problems. But at the same time, vice versa. So getting to a place where you're not judgy and you're not feeling like you have this God complex is super important in being an adult. And this is important because throughout your life, you are going to make mistakes. That's like inevitable. Everybody's gonna make mistakes. You're not gonna always get it perfect every time. You may have times where you do a great job, and then there's other times where you don't do such a good job. But those mistakes ultimately make you better. So making mistakes is not a bad thing. And sometimes it's okay to take those L's in private and just move past them, as long as you're making the right decisions for the next time. You learned your lesson and you're doing something different. But the problem is sometimes people feel like they are almost exempt. And that is when life gets hard, because if you are with somebody and you're in a perfect, relationship or a perfect whatever, because there's no such thing as perfect, but you display this to the world and to your friends and stuff, and then something happens, everybody gonna be looking at you like,
sis, so what happened to that perfect picture you was painting, girl?
So I just feel like to avoid all those feelings and to avoid you feeling some type of way yourself, start to relax, start to chill, start to let life happen, and don't judge people because it happened. You are gonna have people in your life that don't make the best decisions. That's life. You're not gonna make the best decisions all the time, and that's also life. But learning from mistakes, moving past them, and also allowing people to make their own mistakes is 100% key. It's 100% key, because you have to get to a place where other people's decisions are not affecting you. You have to know that other people's decisions are not affecting you. If they're affecting you negatively, cut them off. They gotta go. But if their life decisions are not affecting you in any way, and you're just you got something to say every time they tell you a story, or you looking at them sideways or whatever, girl, you gotta do better. We're trying to be good people inside and outside. So granted, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, so you might have opinions on some of the things that your friends do, but it's still their life. It's still their choice. And if this is somebody that you love, somebody that you care about, you're gonna back up. You're gonna let them make their decisions, and you're gonna support them regardless. Okay, so think about a parent relationship. Even if, in my case, my mom, even if she doesn't really like my decisions, she gonna give me advice on it, but she gonna love me anyway. So if that's your friend, give them the advice you gotta give them, and love them anyway. Let them make their choices, and hopefully they'll learn from their choices and they'll make better choices in the future. But if not, sometimes you'll have friends that are gonna be hoes, and they're gonna be hoes, and that's whatever. Sometimes you're gonna have friends that are thieves, and they're gonna be thieves, and that's whatever. You have the choice to choose who you want to be friends with. But if you're claiming that this is your friend, then sometimes that takes separating yourself from judging people. Separate yourself from judging them, because If you take a look in the mirror and you think about mistakes that you have made, do you want somebody looking at you sideways because you made a mistake when you were younger? Or do you want somebody looking at you sideways because you made a mistake and now you're kind of like, No, you don't. You want people to still love you. You want people to still accept you, and you want to move forward with life. You know, that's what life is about. It's about progression. It's about being a better version of yourself. And if you can't get to a point where you're adult enough in the mind to know that people are going to make choices, I am going to make choices that aren't always good for me, but I'm going to try to make the choices that are the best for me. And what are we doing? Like, so that's just my little spew. Let me know how y'all feel about this topic. I think this is something that's definitely needs to be talked about more. People have to, like I said, get rid of that God complex and be a human, because you are.